Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into a microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Mass Effect 3, the Legendary Edition. Let's review my new war assets. Arachni workers. Not at all mindless insects, the Arachni are capable of feats of engineering comparable with any sapient species. While initially greeted with suspicion, the Arachni workers dispatched to the Crucible have integrated into the project smoothly. They work especially well on tasks that benefit from group work, and senior Crucible staff members are learning to trust the Arachni with more complex problems. Shadow Broker Wet Squad. As the new Shadow Broker, Liara has loyalty of their predecessor Assassination Squad, a small but lethal team of soldiers called on for the rare occasion where information isn't enough to silence a target. Their methods vary with each mission, from subtle poisonings to bombing entire buildings. The Wet Squad is dedicated to whatever range of destruction the new Shadow Broker requires. Dr. Tassoni has put them to work against the Reapers and Cerberus. Arcturus 1st Division is a volunteer army of civilians, paramilitary forces, and reserve soldiers who have banded together to stop the Reaper occupation of the planet Benning. To avoid detection by the Reaper forces, its members operate in cells, never staying in one place long. A handful of Alliance officers are coordinating the 1st Division, sharing intel and sending supplies to the resistance soldiers. A few Alliance squadrons have been spared to support Benning's makeshift army with trained soldiers. The Krogan clans have agreed to throw their considerable might against the Reapers. Their shock troops are aggressive, relentless, and recklessly brave. The perfect Krogan was thrown into the world without a past, a name, or a cause. After destroying the Collectors with Commander Shepard, Grant returned to Tuchanka to learn what it means to be a Krogan. After countless arguments and brawls, the clans have granted Grant a modicum of acceptance. Tough, wary, and cunning, the young Krogan knows this experience will pay off now that it's time to fight the Reaper forces. Krogan 1st Division is a conglomeration of infantry and vehicles hastily organized into a single coalition force. The chain of command is divided by clan, with representatives from each serving as officers. Despite ancient differences, fighting the Reapers together is building a spirit of camaraderie among the division's warriors. Krogans from different clans are starting to swap equipment, stories, and even the occasional barrel of Rinkol. The threat of Turian firepower once kept entire armies in check. Now the hierarchy's vast fleets and numerous soldiers are needed to win the largest war in Galactic history. Turian Blackwatch, a team of exceptionally skilled special ops soldiers, Blackwatch is sent on missions that threaten the safety of Palaven itself. It was pulled from the homeworld by the order of Primarch Adrian Victus, who wanted to mobilize the elite force in the less hopeless situations across the galaxy. The majority of Blackwatch's operations are classified, although it's generally accepted that they have the highest success rate of any Turian unit in history. There are rumors that Saren Arterius was part of Blackwatch before becoming a Spectre, although given his youth when he joined the Turian army, it seems highly unlikely.
Yes, Commander.
That's all.
Of course, Commander.
Need something, Shepard?
That's it for now, Rex. Let's get back to work.
Anytime.
So, Sarah, about your buddy, the one who joined Cerberus, you heard from him?
No, I cut ties. Reported him for whatever good that did. No way I want that crap on my record.
Alright, here's another one. Dates back to the Arachni Wars. So, a Krogan and a Solarian have landed on Arachni world for a top-secret mission.
That is unlikely. Solarians rarely took part in raids on Rachni-occupied worlds directly.
Missing the point? So the two guys are climbing up a hill going through this nasty green fog. And as they get near the top, they come out of the fog, and the Solarian sees thousands of Rachni. He looks over at the Krogan and says, "Oh, well, that makes me nervous." The Krogan says, "You think that's scary? When this is over, I have to go back down through that fog by myself."
The implication being that the Solarian soldier would be dead.
Yes. Thank you for killing the 2,000-year-old joke.
That joke plays to racial stereotypes on both sides. The Krogan appears brutish and insensitive, while the Solarian appears weak. Stereotypes such as exemplified here led to the development and use of the genophage.
Well, yeah. It's also one of the only jokes you'll hear both Solarians and Krogan telling. Comedy isn't really about being nice. Sometimes it's a way to air out the ugly things people think.
Shepard, I had a question about human behavior.
Why is it you never have questions about Asari behavior or Turian behavior?
I tried asking Liara questions about the Asari bonding process. She said I do not guard the secrets of the Normandy's crew carefully enough for her to entrust me with such private information. The Asari word she used translates as blabbermouth. I think she has become a more private person since becoming the Shadow Broker.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Hello, Shepard. Hello, Shepard.
Well, what was the question then? You didn't really ask it.
How's Grunt? Our little tank baby's all grown up, huh?
Apparently he'll be on his feet and killing again in no time.
Well, you learn from the best, Commander. Every time he incinerates someone with a shotgun and does that little laugh, he'll think of you. EDI says it was Rachni down there?
Yeah.
I thought they were on our side after you saved the Queen on Novaria.
It wasn't her fault. She got captured. She's with us now.
Until the next time the Reapers sing a sour yellow note of whatever. Commander?
You know, that is a valid point to a degree, but as I said, for me, if it was possible to reverse indoctrination with whatever other species, I would still try it. I think it's worth it. But the question I have is, what's even the distinction? Nowhere else in the entire franchise has it been demonstrated that you can go back from being the slave to the Reapers. Like, the best you can do is a brief moment of clarity that you can use to, like, kill yourself, which is what Saren did, for example. But with the Rachni Queen, why didn't they do with her what they do with everyone else? Like, she seemed to be controlled by technology. You know, those Reaper nodes, it was more like some kind of a containment system that forced her to obey, but she claims once I destroyed it, she was free. But why do it this way? Why even give me a chance to free her? That's kind of inconsistent with whatever else the Reapers have been doing.
You know, my lab studied the Rachni. Long-distance communication with no time lag, the ability to control workers, and at close range, the Queen can even speak through dead or dying members of other species.
Glad they're on our side.
If we can develop instant long-range communication without quantum entanglement, maybe when this war is over. Commander?
Commander?
Have we found any new engineers for the Crucible glyph?
5 ex-Sonax Industries scientists who attempted to reverse engineer Prothean technology stolen from planet Garvuk. They are technically still wanted by the Council for hiding Prothean technology. As well, Sonax's part in instigating an illegal war on Garvuk.
I'm sure the Council will forgive that for helping with the Crucible. Extend those scientists amnesty and an invitation.
Right away.
Intel from the Battle of Arcturus telemetry captured from Arcturus Station shows just how quickly Reapers poured in from the relay and tore through the Alliance fleets. VIs can analyze hostile fire in the data collected to increase weapon damage. They can also spend processing powers looking for ways to improve shielding against Reaper weapons. I'll take more shields.
The Krogan are gearing up for a full-scale war. It's nearly indistinguishable from how they normally operate on Tuchanka, really. Hello, Shepard. Hello, Shepard.
Email from Dr. Locke to Admiral Hackett. Security almost opened fire on the Rachni when their ship pulled up to the Crucible, Admiral. I had to invoke your name more than once before they were let on board. They are following instructions, but my god, do I have to tell you how nervous everyone is on the project to see Rachni strutting down the halls? They almost gave Professor Lau a fit. I'll let you know how our next staff meeting goes. That's actually that's actually a pretty hilarious mental image. You have all of those other humanoid species in a staff meeting, and then there's a giant bug, just listening in. Actually, how do they communicate with the others because so far, every time they wanted to talk to me, they were using a corpse like a puppet, which would be very disturbing, right? If they did that in like a company meeting. Steve died of a heart attack last week, and his corpse is still in the meeting, but now the Rachni are talking through it. Audio log. Grant addresses new Arlak company recruits. Still don't understand why they put a tank-grown freak in charge of a whole company, and I don't understand why they gave me a bunch of whining pyjaks for soldiers. I have more years on the battlefield than you have kills, Runt. Trying to mate with Salarian females doesn't count as fighting. No one talks to... And he, I guess, headbutts him or hits him. Someone help him up. We move in an hour.
A pleasure to see you.
Where are you? In the bar again? Maybe?
No, that would... Perhaps stimulate cell regeneration with a... Could... but... Should test with...
That's worse.
Shepard, Eve ready for travel to Tuchanka.
Nice talking with you, Mordin.
We'll be here if you need me. Continuing to study Shroud in meantime.
Thanks for talking to me.
It's my pleasure, Commander.
Wasn't the first time I faced Rachni.
Really? You've seen them before?
A few years back, on Noveria, Saren and his minions were trying to extract information from the Rachni Queen.
You saw the Queen?
Hell, we spoke to her.
You spoke? I can't imagine that. The things you've done, sir, they're amazing.
Well, it didn't seem that way at the time. Mostly, you're just clawing your way out of one mess and into another, hoping your ass comes along for the ride. Just one word, Shepard. Grunt. There'll be a lot more dead Reapers now. Siding with the giant spiders again, huh, Shepard? Let's hope this finally pays off. Most people have never even seen Arachni. The Normandy were a regular safari tour. If I never see another spider again, I'll die a contented Turian. Unless they have spiders in the afterlife. Damn. Good to see you. Good to see you.
EDI doesn't pilot the Normandy. She is the Normandy.
No, she's a passenger in the Normandy, just like us. The ship was a spacefaring vessel before EDI even existed.
Engineer Donnelly is correct. The Normandy SR-2 was completely spaceworthy prior to my installation.
See, EDI agrees with me.
EDI's mind and the Normandy are a whole entity now. You couldn't just move the processors in the AI core to another ship.
Engineer Adams is correct. Processes that contribute to my self-awareness are spread throughout the ship.
See? EDI agrees with me.
But unlike EDI, our brains couldn't have existed without our bodies.
That is a requisite from being organic. You have to look beyond that limited definition of life.
Joker pilots the Normandy. He doesn't take over EDI's body when he does that. When EDI controls the ship, she's piloting, just like Joker.
EDI doesn't pilot the Normandy. She is the Normandy.
Well, she isn't, right? Because previously, she was just limited to being like a... Although, well, I guess that has a prerequisite of having... of saying previously. So maybe currently she is. Like, the way she described it, it certainly feels that way. Because even the body she's using now, it must be within certain vicinity of the Normandy itself to work. So she doesn't actually inhabit that body, she inhabits the ship. So maybe I'll side with Donnelly actually on this one.
The Normandy is a ship. EDI is a collection of processing hardware contained in that ship. Those are two separate things.
Doesn't the existence of the Reapers contradict that?
So what do you think, EDI?
Are we more than our thoughts?
I'm done. Any more of this and my head's gonna explode.
Wait. That wasn't... Okay, so I actually didn't want to support him. I wanted to support Adams. Did I save after or before?
The Normandy is a ship. EDI is a collection of processing hardware contained in that ship. Those are two separate things.
Doesn't the existence of the Reapers contradict that?
So what do you think, EDI?
Are we more than our thoughts?
I'm done.
EDI can direct the Normandy with her thoughts. She sees, hears, and feels through the ship's sensor arrays. The Normandy is her body.
I've seen EDI's body, and its curves are a fine sight better than the Normandy's hull.
So what do you think, EDI?
Are we more than our thoughts?
I'm done. Any more of this and my head's gonna explode. Sometimes keeping the grid balanced is pure murder. Nothing to report.
Shepard?
Have you found that thermal pipe yet? There's probably a store on the Citadel that carries thermal pipe. Commander.
So, Arachnite, that must get your mouth watering.
Can't do a story. That's as classified as it gets.
I suppose it would cause a panic, but wouldn't the news drive up recruiting?
It might also piss off a Krogan with diplomatic immunity. No thanks. Commander? Do we need to talk, Commander?
Not right now, Allers.
Let me know when we do.
Commander, I did not expect to face the Rachni in this cycle, but I am not surprised.
You said you used them as weapons?
Biological proxies. It was before I was born, but every Prothean had heard the stories. When we knew of them, the Rachni spent their lives singing thoughts to each other. But our scientists were more interested in their biology. The Rachni were well suited to harsh conditions, so we bred them for violence, selecting the most cunning and warlike of the queens. Then we unleashed them upon our enemies. For a time, it worked, until they became too cunning and warlike and turned on us. We put them down before they could develop any further. We thought they had been exterminated. Yet it seems our experiment evolved into this cycle's nemesis. There was no such thing as trusting the Arachni in our cycle. They were animals. But if they will fight the Reapers now, so be it. I am glad I met the grunt Krogan. Living in his quarters, I have come to know him better. He will fight the Reapers with great ferocity. I would prefer to be alone.
Wish you could have seen that gun on Tachanka firsthand. I cut the auditory emulators and watched that Cerberus cruiser gracefully and silently disintegrate. Beautiful.
Sometimes I worry about you, man.
Can't believe Cerberus would open fire on civilians like that. As twisted and insane as his logic might be, I thought the elusive man was trying to save humanity. I guess he's willing to sacrifice anyone to win. The munitions you carry into the field deserve at least a triple check. Good to see you, Commander.
Arachni? Of all the things that... It's like you got the opposite of a horseshoe up your ass.
Grunt is crazier than you, and that's saying something. Do you hear that hum? Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
Wasn't there a way to upgrade materials? To be honest, I don't like this pistol that much, so until I get something else, I'll just drop it entirely. I do like this SMG, it's pretty okay. Okay, I have to pause for a second, so be right back. Okay, I'm back, so let me take a look at the galaxy map and decide what to do. Is there really nothing in here as far as resources? It's pretty weird, but things like this have happened, so it's not impossible. Okay, I think I might do a couple of those minor clusters before I move on with something bigger. Okay, so let's go here. Veles has a thin atmosphere of xenon and krypton. Most other materials freeze and fall off as snow. Its surface is composed of potassium with deposits of magnesium. While investigating the primitive anaerobic life of Veles, Binary Helix discovered a cunningly hidden anchorage belonging to the ancient Krogan warlord Moro. Many records and artifacts of the Krogan rebellions were recovered and sold at auction. The empty base is now abandoned. Svarog is Pax's only gas giant, but its temperature, powerful winds and high orbital velocity make it a poor candidate for helium-3 mining. While Noveria enjoys plentiful deuterium for its fusion plants, it imports all of the helium-3 from out of system. Like most Pegasids, Svarog is thought to have formed outside of the frost line of its parent star and migrated inwards due to an unstable orbit. Its small size compared to the usual hydrogen-helium gas giants is likely due to the hydrodynamic escape. Since it orbits closer than 0.015 AU, the planet's atmosphere is likely soon to be consumed. Scientific debate continues on how the other planets in the system survived Svarog's migration, and its gravity may have played havoc with them early in its formation. Noveria is a small frozen terrestrial world, barely habitable by conventional definitions. It's privately chartered by Noveria Development Corporation, who lease out labs for research too dangerous or controversial to be performed elsewhere. The war has brought significant attention to this otherwise obscure planet. Noveria is home to some of the most advanced research in the galaxy, a sure magnet for Cerberus' interest. Further, Noveria's mass relay is a stop between the humans' Exodus cluster and the beginnings of Salarian space. It is a safe bet that the Salarians will defend their borders to the utmost. Colony founded in 2163, population 405,200, capital Port Hanashan. Morana is an icy planetoid smaller than Earth's moon. Many planetary geologists suspect that it was once an Oort cloud ice dwarf that migrated inwards after an encounter with some other body. While the crust is frozen water, deeper layers are mostly silicates with pockets of magnesium and aluminum. Morana is tidally locked to Pax. The same side always faces the sun. Is there also nothing here? So what even is the point of having me visit this system if there's literally nothing here? I cannot land and there's no resources. It's pretty weird by all accounts. Oh, that's pretty far away. Is there a fuel station here? No, that might be a problem actually. Patatanlis is a large rock world with an unusually thin atmosphere of hydrogen and carbon monoxide. The frigid world crust contains extensive deposits of uranium and occasional loads of naturally occurring plutonium. With a total mass more than 4 times that of Earth, Patatanlis should have a significantly thicker atmosphere. This unusual feature has flagged it as worthy of scientific investigation, but the needs for expensive amounts of radiation shielding has deterred interest. A standard hydrogen-helium gas giant, Farkrotu is only distinguished by its moons. Several dozen of them have been sculpted into the likeness of anthropodal alien race, not yet known to the Council Science. Radiometric dating suggests that the moons were worked over 500,000 years ago. It's pretty interesting actually. Although I'm pretty sure I read those descriptions in Mass Effect 2. Mavigon is a small rock and ice planet with a thin atmosphere of ammonia and methane. The surface is frozen and mainly composed of tin with deposits of potassium. The planet has a rudimentary ammonia-based life, mainly concentrated around the geothermal vents deep underground. Severe storm cycles are common. Due to their limited visibility, navigation may be difficult. Huningto is a Jovian-sized gas giant with standard hydrogen-helium atmosphere. Traces of methane give the planet its distinct cobalt blue tint. Spectral analysis indicates its extensive ring system is mostly composed of ice crystals. Huningto has an exceptionally powerful magnetic field, which creates strong radio interference throughout the inner system. Paravin is a small, unremarkable rock world. The surface is scorchingly hot and mainly composed of calcium with deposits of aluminum. Paravin's low mass has left it tidally locked to the star Han. If there were any resources of value, mining stations could be established on the relatively temperate Twilight Brand.
Evasion successful.
Okay, can I make it? I for sure can't make it back, but hopefully there's some fuel in here. Anitoprus has a hydrogen-helium gas giant. Is a hydrogen-helium gas giant that formed in the outer regions of the Ming system, and it's in the process of migrating inwards. In a few million years, the planet's atmosphere will begin to boil away into space. There is a sizable temperature difference between the side of Antiroprus that's facing the energetic blue star giant, primary, and the side that faces the cold deep of space. The variance powers massive cyclonic wind systems. The intense heat it absorbs from the sun, in addition to its own internal heat engine, causes the planet's dark side to radiate faintly in the infrared. Parag is a large rock planet with an atmosphere composed of nitrogen and argon. Despite lying over 600 AU from Ming, its surface is scorching hot and mainly composed of alumina with deposits of silver. Due to the radiation and heat, landing on Parag's sunward side with anything less than a warship-grade shielding will likely be fatal. Parag rotates at a retrograde to the rest of the Ming system, indicating it is most likely a captured body. Altanroch is a small but typical hydrogen-helium gas giant with no outstanding features. Its combination of strong magnetic field and relatively shallow gravity well makes it a popular stopover world for discharging FTL drive cores.
Signal confirmed. Reapers eluded.
Okay, so there is, by all accounts, something in the other system, or there is another system altogether somewhere in here.
Faster than light jump successful. I found something. Evasion successful. Reapers eluded. Faster than light jump successful.
Okay, so I have just this left to explore. The Annos Basin. Oh no, that's where Surkesh is. Okay. So let me just consult my quest log for a moment. And this is on the Citadel, Barlavon, trapped in a Dranek system. Okay, I think I did that. Return to Barlavon, improved power grid. Book of Planix. I don't think I can even access Irun. Banning evidence. Well, I've been on banning, but I don't think I found... Did I miss that while I was there? Ismar Frontier. Okay, I will go back to the Citadel, talk to everyone that I can, and maybe then my next move will become apparent. Now I will not go to Dock 42 because I'm pretty sure that's how you start the Omega DLC. For now I'll just go here.
You're cleared to dock, Normandy. Do you need ground transport?
I'll handle it.
Yes, Commander.
They're going to call for boarding pretty soon. I should...
I know.
Listen, I've heard ads for a place called Sanctuary. It's supposed to be a safe haven from the war. I want you and the girls to go.
What?
I don't want to worry about you, okay?
Okay. I'll see if I can get along.
I'll send a message for Neri's birthday.
I thought you were supposed to avoid sending messages.
It's a stupid rule anyway.
You finally made it off the Normandy.
Glad I did. Even with the chaos of all the refugees, seeing so many ships in flight is comforting. Gets me thinking. Hey, a Turian frigate. I think that's the PFS Havenkaw.
What's one Turian warship doing at the Citadel?
Looking for dry dock, I bet. She's seen battle. Look at the waiver in her drive core emissions. Alone, limping, looking for a haven. Maybe it would have been better to just go down fighting, like their families back home.
Are you talking about the Turians or yourself?
I should have been there. With Robert.
I'm glad you weren't. You'd be dead, and we'd never have met.
Yeah. That's the one good thing from all this. I'm glad to serve with you, Shepard.
The lives of future generations rest on those Turian shoulders. On our shoulders. Nobody is giving up. Not those Turians, not me, not you.
If anyone can pull this all together, it's you. And I'm with you. Gotta let go. For real this time. The refugees here have put up a memorial wall. They leave mementos of lost loved ones. I was thinking maybe...
What's stopping you?
Nothing. I mean, let me think about it. Your suggestion to come out here was a good one, Commander. I needed this. Your suggestion to come out here was a good one, Commander. I needed this.
Refugees are reportedly fleeing to Turian colonies.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. One moment, please. Now arriving at Huerta Memorial Hospital.
No, it's fine. We won't be needing your supplies after all. No, we found a better variant of Metagel that allows for...
Coming by again, Shepard? I'm flattered.
I wish the best for you, Thane.
And I for you. Do not grieve for me. I have good doctors. My son visits regularly. Perhaps we will keep up via the extranet now that you are free. Until we meet again, Shepard.
Asari intelligence is reporting sightings of Reaper forces in the Salian Nebula and the Nemesis.
Welcome to Serta. Thank you for shopping.
Humanity has suffered a heavy blow as Arct.
Hello again, Commander. Here to see our patient?
How is Kaidan doing?
Very well. With the neural redundancies of his L2 implants, his concussion is nearly undetectable now. I still want to keep him under observation, but he should be fit for duty soon.
Keep up the good work, Doctor.
You too, Commander.
I believe you were looking for these prototypes?
You found them? Thank you. These biotic upgrades will save a lot of Alliance lives. We'll begin production immediately. Here, for your trouble. And the timeline is reasonable? Excellent. No, not at all. I'm just glad we'll be able to help your people.
Okay, I need surgery, but when can I get back to the front?
You're not.
What?
You have extensive nerve damage. Once we remove the leg, we can't install a prosthetic for at least 5 weeks.
I told my squad I'd fly back next week.
I'm sorry, but that's impossible.
Using Hades Gamma as a staging area, Reaper forces have rapidly expanded into the jungle.
Hey, Shepard. If you came to spring me, you're late. I'm getting out soon.
Good to hear.
Maybe you already saw the vid, but I accepted Udina's offer.
Inspector Kaidan Alenko. That's a big deal.
Only the second human Spectre. It's humbling. Udina thinks they may have a pretty big ceremony, even with the war. And he says a celebration will give folks something hopeful to latch onto.
You ready to take on that responsibility?
You set the bar pretty high, but I'll do my best. It's strange. On Mars, I should have died. The promotion from Anderson, Spectre status. These are terrible days. But I've been lucky.
I admire you is maybe a bit too strong for my taste. Like I like him. He's an okay guy, kind of mellow. His temperament is pretty akin to my own, to be honest. He's very sort of subdued. Although he's grown a little bit more fierce now compared to Mass Effect 1.
Can't think of a more deserving candidate.
That means a lot. I'm happy. I want to serve.
I thought you might want to join the Normandy.
Yeah. I have thought about that. I just need to get out of here first, though. Take care of some things. I've been trying to locate my old Spec Ops squads. My students from Biotics Division.
Any luck?
No, probably went underground, but they'll turn up. If they were easy to find, they wouldn't be doing their jobs.
Well, let me know when you're out. Take care, Spectre Alenko.
Stay safe, Commander.
Has fallen to Reaper forces, while his refugees are reportedly fleeing to Turian colonies.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Docking Bay E-24, emergency civilian housing.
A ship. Weather satellite. I'm getting weird readings. I'm network admin, so I went up to check the hardware. I'm unscrewing the panel when the radio goes quiet. But I noticed these red dots on Karshan. Thought I'd just stared into the sun. Then I saw the smoke. Reaper ships.
Bastards.
Welcome to Batarian State Arms. Thank you for your patronage.
Humanity has suffered a heavy blow as Arcturus Station, capital of the Systems Alliance, has fallen to Reaper forces. The Volus homeworld, Irun, has fallen to Reaper forces, while its refugees are reportedly fleeing to Turian colonies.
Hey, I've assumed full control of Eclipse, and we're committed to moving forward with Aria. Hey, I've assumed full control of Eclipse, and we're committed to moving forward with Aria.
Nothing to talk about, Garrus?
There's nothing this galaxy can't beat if we all work together.
Victus has requested a war summit of Council races. Reports suggest he has also offered an invitation to the Krogan. Asari intelligence is reporting sightings of Reaper forces in the Salian Nebula and in the Nimbus cluster.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination. One moment, please. Now arriving at Presidium Embassy.
But what I need is proof. Tell me you have found my son.
Not yet.
My apologies. Thank you for looking.
But I was at Benning. By my account, there was no option to even look. Maybe I should go back. Just double check.
Hello, dear. Perhaps you can help me. I'm looking for my son.
But we spoke about this already. I told you about his mission and...
Nonsense. I just filled out the paperwork. He's very punctual when he's on the field. He checks in every week. Only, he hasn't checked in for a while now. A month. Anyway, I'd like to file an expedited contact request.
Yes, of course.
Well, does the Asari have Alzheimer's as well? Because they've had that exact conversation already.
It never rains, but it pours, eh, Shepard?
That bad, huh?
Things here are getting tense. People are walking around eyeballing each other, and we can't keep up with the reports on suspicious behavior.
It'll probably get worse before it gets better, Bailey.
Yeah, if it ever gets better.
Shepard, I expect you're curious about Major Alenko.
What about him?
Kaidan's promotion to Spectre? Ah, I see. You were unaware. I approached him. We're in dire need of loyal agents, and he was willing.
It's about time someone recognized what Kaidan's capable of.
Yes, a biotic, combat veteran with no PTSD, leadership skills, and most importantly, he is incorruptible. I will be keeping him close. Do not worry. The time, my schedule has a way of catching up to me. Will this be all?
I should go.
I'll be here.
Spectre status recognized. Coming up, looting and rioting in the Kepler Verge. The cause? Reports.
What else can you sell me? That's interesting. Paladin. I think it's a heavy pistol. Oh, information on Bilal Osoba. Alliance soldier Bilal Osoba, the son of the ambassador, is missing in action on Benin and presumed dead. Civilians engaged in black market trades with occupying Cerberus troops have been able to procure dog tags of fallen Alliance soldiers, and obtaining proof of Bilal's death would ease his father's mind. To maintain then the deniability of the black market trafficking, dog tags should be presented as though the Spectre personally retrieved them from Bilal Osoba's body. N7 Defender is a variation on the N7 Special Forces combat gear. Is that the entire suit of armor? N7 Eagle. What do I want? It's a bit sad that I cannot like highlight the stats before I buy something. You know what? I'll. And by the way, isn't it weird that dog tags by themselves shouldn't be proof of someone being dead? It might as well be a prisoner or something. If no one has actually, ID'd the body, I'm not quite sure how that helps.
Reports suggest he has also offered an invitation to the Krogan.
Have you found my son?
I found your son's body in the slums on Benny. He sacrificed himself to save his squad.
I see. Their guilt made them avoid me. They should feel honored by his sacrifice. I know that I do. Thank you, my friend.
Azari intelligence is reporting sightings of Reaper forces in the Celian Nebula and the Nimbus cluster.
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select. One moment, please. Now arriving at Presidium Commons.
Welcome to Kanala Exports. Cultivating serenity is possible even during times of crisis.
Thank you for shopping at Kanala Exports. Welcome to Elkos Combine Arsenal Supplies.
Executioner pistol.
Any opened goods can only be returned for store credit.
That sounds interesting.
Don't be left out in the cold. Ask about our full service warranties.
E-gel thermal conduit. These conduits channel massive quantities of thermal energy via thermal conductive gel. They are typically used in cooling systems of large-scale ESO cores.
Don't be left out in the cold. Ask about our full-service warranties.
Okay, I'll buy this. This looks like something I would enjoy.
Combine. If it exists, we carry it.
Invented by the Bloodpack weapon experts, the first executioners were improvised using spare parts and scrap metal during an Omega territory dispute. The result was a handheld cannon able to fire high-impact armor-piercing slugs, although only one at a time, due to its limited heatsink. Many Bloodpack mercs can carry an executioner as a backup in case they get pinned down, but some enthusiasts prefer it as their primary gun, sticking to its one-shot, one-kill approach.
Elkos Combine. If it exists, we carry it. Don't be left out in the cold. Ask about our full-service warranties.
I'll buy this to test it, I guess. The submachine gun works on the same principles as the Spitfire. It shoots superconducting toroids that break apart on impact, retaining an electrical charge that flash converts the shrapnel into plasma. Unlike the Spitfire, however, this smaller Geth weapon has been modified to take thermal clips. Holding down the trigger speeds up the rate of fire, rapidly depleting the gun's heatsink in exchange for a nearly continuous fire.
Thank you. Come again.
I rescued those soldiers from Reaper territory.
Excellent work. The Shadow Broker has authorized me to offer you a finder's fee for his guard's safety. And now that our business is concluded, I have to tend to some other engagements. Goodbye, Commander. And may I say, good luck. Selling now would be unwise. I'm aware of what's happening.
After all, it's not like I'm the reason you're breaking up with him, right? It's the war.
I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
You said he'd been distant, and that the war made everything clearer. That things weren't working.
Yes, but meeting you was what made me realize how bad it had gotten.
I'm not the one who broke up your relationship.
Really? Was it someone else who pinned me to the wall with her mouth?
Refugees from Reaper-occupied colonies are being placed in makeshift camps in certain docking bays. Fierce fighting continues as the Reapers occupy most of Palaman. It appears that Turian forces may lose their planet.
So, you're making money off this war?
Are you kidding?
Elkos Combine sells weapons, armor, and funeral services. If you can arm them and bury them, you never have to fly coach. Isn't that a saying?
I don't think so.
Well, it should be.
One of the universities is supposed to send in more residents to help with all the new refugees.
Yeah, they've been promising
Well, we're luckier than most other hospitals. At least our budget cuts are minimal.
Shit, don't remind me. My old job had the emergency ward night staff cut to half before I left.
Oh, let me guess. You don't process as many patients as the day shift. I've got the numbers to prove it.
Typical administrator who has no clue what's going on in the ward.
Cerberus forces have reportedly attacked a Solarian medical facility on Surkesh. Solarian officials have no comment.
Oh, that's a matriarch a theta.
Hey, I remember you. Shepard, right? Heard you're fighting the Reapers.
Matriarch Theta. You were working on Ilium. How'd you end up here?
With the Reapers making noise, I figured it was time to get somewhere safer. So I moved here.
I don't think so. I've seen some video footage of you looking at Liara.
matriarch Benazia was her mother.
Okay, the voice cut out, but how can she not know it if literally the video was in her base? Like on the top of the pile. I only had to view like 5 videos to see it, so how can you tell me she doesn't know it?
You mean you were her other mother, right?
No, I didn't pop her out. Hell, she's never even met me.
Sorry. If you were human, you'd both be called the mother, regardless of which one gave birth.
Well, I'm not human, am I? Anthropocentric bag of dicks.
Liara would love to meet you.
Why? She doesn't even know me from a hole in the ground. Benazia ran off before the kid was born. Besides, this isn't charity work. She's one of the biggest intel brokers in the galaxy. And she's got some shady connections. Like a boyfriend who used to work for Cerberus.
I only worked with Cerberus to fight the Reapers.
And you're not with him now. I know. If you were, you wouldn't get within a light year of Liara.
Is that a threat?
I'm no commando, but I've had 1,000 years to learn to fight dirty. Nobody messes with my girl. Anyway, you combine her work with Benazia and... well, the matriarchs might have ordered a hit if I hadn't agreed to keep an eye on her.
I bet she'd like to meet you.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes.
Fierce fighting continues as the Reapers occupy most of Palaven. It appears that Turian forces may lose their planet.
The bartender over there?
The matriarch hired by the Asari government to track my movements?
She's your father.
I know.
Yeah, obviously. Of course you do.
I never get to surprise you with anything.
I'm a very good information broker.
And you haven't talked to her about spying on you?
If I did that, they might send someone who wasn't as sympathetic to me. Besides, this is hardly the time for family reunions.
I'm not going to make her. That's a very rude way to even phrase it. It is your choice. I think you should at least talk to her and try. Maybe you will have something in common, but ultimately make her do it? That even sounds wrong.
Just making sure you knew.
Thank you, Shepard. I appreciate it.
Welcome to Casa Fabrication Weaponry.
All goods have been marked down with our special wartime discount. For the best in the business, come to Casa.
Thank you for shopping at Casa Fabrication Weaponry.
Is it time to return to the Normandy? I'm getting propositioned with increasing frequency.
Welcome to the Citadel gift shop. All proceeds from today's purchases go toward the Turian war effort.
Oh, that's a lovely idea.
I really appreciate management doing it. My husband's away on duty right now.
Oh, you're bonded with Turian?
No, actually, my husband's a Krogan.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. You need to hear this.
Oh, Blue Rose of Helium. If these humble words reach you, then I have joined my ancestors.
No.
My dream was to be by your side, a weed beside your beauty, twining together in the warm Tuchanka sun.
Oh, Char.
But if my last days must be with Grant, instead of kindness. Still, I will remember the perfume of your scent, and the soft touch of your petals. Let my broken bones build a wall around your garden, so you and the flower we planted together can grow safe and strong.
Thank you. I need to go.
Welcome to Nosastra Sporting Goods. All licensed huntresses may apply for a professional discount. Thank you for shopping at Nosastra Sporting Goods. Welcome to Agor Munitions. Our customer service specialists are always interested in purchasing new technology.
Welcome to Super Teen Armory. Thank you for shopping at Super Teen Armory.
Here, I've got some pieces for you.
Done deal, Commander. Check in with General Oraka. You'll see I'm making CSEC very happy.
Council races, and reports suggest he has also offered an invitation to the Krogan. Commander Shepard, I was just contacted by a black market dealer who's donating high-end weapons to CSEC. He wanted you to know. Sounds like you came through.
And the Blue Suns can go about their business.
Now we'll be focusing on Citadel defense. It won't bring Palaven back, but it's something. Thank you, Commander. Using Hades Gamma as a staging area, Reaper forces have rapidly expanded into the Gemini Sigma and Voyager clusters.
Okay, so the guy from the Blue Suns, he's in the refugee camp, I think?
Welcome, Commander Shepard. Please select a destination. One moment, please.
Unless it...
Jak będziesz taki kłączek jeden, to łatwiej kupić. Żeby nie będzie był. Ale jakby był, to... Dobra.
Okay, is the Blue Suns just done? It is. But I will go and...
Arriving at Docking Bay E24. One moment, please.
We'll go and talk to Arya anyway.
So I thought about talking to Commander Bailey some more about that guy scamming the refugees.
Really? What'd he say?
Any idea how busy he is? I said I thought about talking to him, not that I did.
Damn it. One of these days I'm going to shoot you.
Nah, you won't. I'm the only one willing to stand here with you all day.
Shut up.
Oh. Okay, I've been trapped in a never-ending Turian purgatory. This might literally be inescapable, depending on whether this guy will ever move. Okay, that's kind of silly.
I hear you. The way people in there keep acting like nothing's going on.
No, that's just them coping with the war. It's the bottom feeders that are getting to me. Profiteering on the lives the war is destroying. It's sick.
It's just business as usual as far as they're concerned. And for some, it's even more business than usual.
I hate that they're getting away with this. And we just sit here doing nothing while people on Palaven are dying.
We could leave, quit CSEC, go to Palaven to help with the war effort, find your family.
You, spirits, you do that?
We're partners, aren't we? Of course I would.
Don't mean to interrupt you, but I found these schematics. They're pretty old, but maybe they could help you?
convos really are old, but solid. We could totally convert our current systems to this. Thanks. I'm almost done with the system upgrade. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be amazing. Hey, could we maybe give a portion of our profits to a Krogan charity? I mean, it's old, but we are using their tech, right?
Everyone have a drink? Yeah?
Raise a glass, boys. Bilal Osoba. Only on account of him do I still draw breath.
Bilal Osoba, one brave son of a bitch.
Here, here.
Seriously, hook me up here. I had a few on the way in, but I need something cheap and fruity, like you.
Listen, Mel.
And then I want to see dancers, and not just crappy pole work.
Mel.
Like, take the raunchiest thing you can imagine, and then add a Hanar hanging on somewhere.
Mel, listen, the guys are kind of weirded out by you being here.
When we get back to Earth, I'm buying. You sure you don't want to buy me a drink? I'm just gonna hang here for a while. Salud! Thanks for the drink.
The banner of the first regiment. That should put some steel in their spine.
Look who's here. The Blue Suns, Blood Pack, and Eclipse are in my pocket. I'll send them to war when you're ready for them. Is there anything on your mind?
What exactly have I acquired?
An army that's willing to fight dirty, to do the things your respectable militaries won't do. Eclipse mechs and Vorcha legions are excellent candidates for vanguards in any ground offensive. Well worth the little song and dance I had you perform, I'm sure.
Are the Blood Pack falling in line?
With Grill in charge, where all systems go. It's his voice, but my words. Couldn't have asked for a better puppet. The Blood Pack have committed 2,000 Vorcha to the cause. They'll make up the bulk of the army.
Is Darner Voss cooperating with you now?
Getting General Araka off the Blue Suns' back did the trick. Voss still thinks he'll be getting me on mine, idiot. But he's committed his veteran soldiers to me. In turn, I commit them to you.
What have we gained by having the Eclipse at our disposal?
A ton of mechs and elite troopers for stealth operations. Sane has turned out to be more malleable than Jonas Sedaris ever was. My control of Eclipse runs even deeper than I expected. You surprised me by taking such agency in the matter.
We'll talk later.
I'm sure.
Okay, I will return to the Normandy and deal with the genophage cure first. I think that's much more urgent at the moment than retaking Omega for Arya, but obviously I will do that because I've never played the Omega DLC.
Welcome,
so
Commander Shepard. Please select a one moment.
So that's
now arriving at docking bay D24.
So that's actually new for me. But first things first. Let me return to the Normandy and save. Because this episode has been long enough, so I'm going to save it here. That's all for this one, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!